Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Napoleon Total back again with some Shogun 2 Fall of the Samurai Scramble for the Far East mod. And yeah, we are playing as the Qing Empire. In the last turn, the Russians, we destroyed another Russian army, I think. The Russians offer me a peace treaty, which at this point you guys kind of already know what I'm gonna say. It's no. They're weak, and now I'm just gonna rush in and take the last remaining territories. As things go on, we're just gonna look at how many other factions are still left. There's a lot, but most of them are gonna be gobbled up in by the French, the British, the Americans, the Prussians, the Dutch, and anyone else who's alive. I built a fleet, but I'm not gonna use that fleet against the Russian fleet because their fleet is a 62 gun. My fleet is a joke. This guy is gonna try and assassinate this geisha again, and he has failed. Literally, Da, this guy's name is literally means big, and then that's kind of funny, but okay. Yes, last time we went and took out the fortress of West Permakoya. And yes, there's nothing much. I have Von. I'm gonna move him to North Permakoya. Once again, we built a ship, conscripted troops, stuff like that. So I'm gonna upgrade some stuff like building either a cadet school and And after that, I'm just gonna start moving out, but not yet because I do need to replenish. My army's pretty much destroyed, as you can see from the last battle. Some of my guys are 47 dudes left in the entire regiment, or entire blob, I guess, entire group, I guess. I don't know what to say, but yes, we need these people to be happy, so that is why I'm massing the army up. I can theoretically send a Manchu Lancer back, or I can send one of the least important cavalry back, but I decided to send one guy back. He's going to maintain the public order, so yes, that's that. But I just realized that it's going to it's going to solve the -1 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Everything else looks fine. The French are still hostile towards me. I request a peace. Offer a payment, and I realize they're kind of greedy, so yep, it's off the table, but I'm trying one last time just to see how much they are willing. And yep, the French are really greedy, so yep, I'm not gonna, there's no way I'm gonna offer them peace. Yes. Now, a nightmare scenario will be that the French suddenly land an army onto literally my West Permakoya, and then that will be terrifying. We do see a Russian army which is in hiding mode. It's preparing to ambush me, but we see that moving in the distance, so now we can do something. We're gonna try to once again assassinate, and obviously it fails again. No surprise right there. But we now know there's a Russian army somewhere. We just don't know exactly where. But this entire area in which you can see is literally forest and trees. And I'm trying to get a unit in here, so yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah, people are still unhappy in West Permakoya. The rest of my army is moving up. At this point, I don't think I really need Wong's army, which is the one you just saw. But just in case, we don't know what the Russians have in store for us. Although it is kind of interesting because this entire campaign, the war against Russia is basically us just literally running against the Russians and literally destroying their armies before they can even group up. If I was facing their massive army grouping up, then I would probably have lost, but because we are fighting them separately, yes, we are winning. Elsewhere, I can't really do anything with the fleet. I can't really do anything with the geishas because my general is not, my agent is not killing her, so that's gonna be a problem. What else can we do? Nothing much, apparently. But so we're gonna end the turn and pray for the best. I'm trying to see where the Russian army is at. Is a problem. Yep, okay, like there. I guess they ambushed us. Actually, no, we ambushed them, sorry. And because we ambushed them, it's gonna be extremely easily auto-resolvable battle. And, yeah. We've won without taking a single casualty. And yes, we can move on to the next Russian army, which we don't really see. The Joseon Kingdom has moved in troops left and right. They don't have a lot of troops because their playstyle is mainly focused on peace. And what troops they do have, it kind of sucks. I'm just going to be honest in terms of in every sort way. But yes, we're going to try to assassinate them again, and enemy finally is assassinated. Dear God. The trick was for me to move my agent forward and back, or it was just luck, I guess. He has been upgraded, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna give him all assassination. Yes. All assassination. Okay, 25 plus increased panplane movement site, or plus 5% escape following. I think I would go for the 25% campaign. What else? What can we do? Yep. Nothing much, so we're just gonna keep moving this army forwards. We're gonna keep moving everyone else forwards. And yes, these guys will eventually be our garrison units. The units that you see me moving here will eventually be my garrison units for the rest of the army, but as of right now, I am starting to somewhat prepare for a new army, because we will be needing that army down south. And when I mean down south, I mean against Korea, which we are definitely going to invade. So yes. Once again, I can... because that at this point, white border banner units, the 1%, the 1 Koku upkeep is running out because there is a limit on these guys, which is why they are kind of overpowered, but then they're not overpowered because, once again, these guys know what they're doing. But once again, we need to find a way to get a new army, and I've been trying to think of whether I should put spearmen or matchlocks. But matchlocks, I find out suck, or I can use archers. But I am trying to get ships, so yes, modern ships, and yes, we can technically build. We have to modernize first, and then we can get ships, so that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that is going to be a problem because all the places that I have are quite unpopular to modernization. So yes, that's going to be a problem, a big problem to be exact. We're going to group up the armies and continue to march. I have literally one. Okay, technically I have a full stack, and then I have a quarter stack, so yeah, we should be good. Don't know what else to do in this sense. Technically, I still have this army here. I can't really do much with this army, although I am trying to put this army as a cavalry army, but yes. A few seconds ago, during the entrance sequence, you could see a Russian army hiding and waiting, and I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that, and just gonna put my army there and wait for them to come straight on me, and I'm just gonna destroy them, hopefully. I'm gonna send my agent down south, and we're gonna scout out the Korean defenses, because I'm pretty confident that after the Russians, I am definitely going to go to war with the Joseon Kingdom. We're gonna cancel military alliance, cancel military axis. I am not canceling trade because I still need the koku, just in case. But we're just gonna end the turn and see what the Russians do. The Russians, yep, they fall for my trap, but they're not, we haven't ambushed them successfully, so that's gonna be a problem. Well, we're gonna still fight them on the battlefield, as you can see here on the battlefield. A lot of my units are, just a lot of border units. The yellow, blue, red, white. Almost a very colorful scene, to be exact. Behind them, I have my Manchu Lancers and stuff like that. I have mortar teams, and yes, and I have Manchu Lancers, so that's wonderful. Continuing on, we on this hill, which my troops are trying to, which the enemy already has. My troops are trying to get up this hill because we're going to use this hill against the enemy. The enemy already has sent Cossacks, but that is only one Cossack unit, and below is the rest of the Russian army. It is, yeah, I'm trying to pound the enemy Cossacks because, yeah, to get them off the field is the most important. The Russian army is mostly made of this line infantry to be exact. Not the best units, but if I allow them to fire, it's going to be pretty devastating on my troops. Once again, a lot of infantry. Their entire infantry is literally line infantry. So actually, the official name actually is infantry, but it's going to be kind of confusing if I say the Russian infantry is mostly made of infantry. That's kind of redundant. They are firing at my men, but because I am on a slight slope, they can actually see my men and they can open fire. But in this sense, I'm trying to get their cavalry off the field with my spearmen. But here's the reason why cavalry is so useful, because all you have to do is run away. And but elsewhere, the cavalry decide to charge straight into my spearmen, and they're not having a good time. Technically, once again, to deal with horses, all we have to do is to kill the rider or the horse, and either one is fine. After that, we're just gonna retreat. And we're just gonna move back. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna deploy my white banner and border units, and we're gonna engage in melee. As you can see here on the top of the hill, we're actually destroying a Russian infantry unit. Although I do come to find out, out all of the European factions, I think the Russians do have the best in terms of melee. Their line infantry is actually doing pretty well against my guys. And once again, their line infantry is one of the least powerful unit. Obviously, there are more powerful units such as banner units and not banner units. They have other units like the Priyabhujitsky Guard, the Life Guards of the Russian army, the Andrei Paroyevich Regiment. I hope I'm saying that correct, by the way. But yes, you can see here we have a downhill charge, and after the downhill charge, we're just gonna kill as many as we physically can. I like how many banners there are, but eventually we're gonna win. So the results have come in. It's pretty high casualties for my guys, 708. Compared to but technically the Russians lose a lot more troops. Nothing they can do right there. They chose a terrible ground to fight on, and I chose the best ground to fight on, which is coming down a hill and charging straight into their faces. But anyway, we've won another glorious victory on the field, and now it's spring, so that means literally translates to, oh yeah, I can finally attack them. We're gonna call the retreat for now, but because we're gonna deploy our another army. And we're going to auto-resolve this one because I do not think the Russians are going to... Yeah. Yep, we're going to win. And we've won. So that's wonderful. Are we still getting? Yes, we are still getting replenishment. I still want to get a replenishment just before the battle goes off. 4 turns, 1 turn, another 1 turn. Okay, so we can technically wait for 1 turn. I'm gonna put my troops on the border, in this tree line, and hopefully we're gonna wait for the if any more enemy troops come, we're gonna ambush them. But I don't think the Russians have any more troops. Not, at least not troops in which they can deploy en masse against us. The Russian fleet is still here trying to bombard my guys. No surprise right there. I'm gonna deploy my guys off to the off to join with Wang, who is my I don't know who he is. I think he's a relative. I think. Yeah, I think he's a relative of some sort. Yeah, as you can see here, the white border banners are eventually out of these guys, so I can't really deploy anymore. As you can see, oops, yeah, if you click right click, you can have an information panel, but because this is a mod, we don't have that stuff, so it's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna deploy a lot of Chang units or spearmen, and these guys can form spear wall, which is wonderful. Obviously, they have armor, which is useful. But I find out eventually that these guys are kind of bad in terms of everything. Well, they're pretty good units when dealing with enemies, but the problem is they have literally no missile damage. And that goes for the rest of my army. I might as well just charge into the enemy. That's at least better. So yes, kind of made a mistake right there, and eventually you're gonna see me pay for a mistake. It's a small mistake, not that it's campaign changing, but yes. Have we upgraded stuff? Yes, we have upgraded stuff. Now we just need to get more troops off the production line. Mounted Manchu Lancers, that's wonderful. I think I talked about how Mounted Manchu Lancers are. In terms of all you need to do for Mounted Manchu Lancers is to stay away from the enemy, shoot them with bows, and then finally when they come in range, but like with all cavalry, I would not advise you to charge them head on into enemy infantry. That's called suicide. But I would advise you to charge these guys into the flank or into the rear of the enemy. As you can see, the British on the map are slightly getting destroyed. Yes, that's that. Do I want to end their relation? Nope, 8 turns. So yeah, 8 turns until diplomatic penalty. Not that it really matters, but okay. But it really matters in the beginning. Diplomatic penalties are real in the early campaign. So yes. Trying to mass up my second army in Central Primacaya. Also, Central Primacaya is a pretty good place. Like, you have a port, you have literally a railroad station, so it's a pretty good place. A son is born Zaltai. Zaltai, I think that's how you say it. I think that's hopefully that's how you say it. Yeah. Do I have? Yes, I can deploy 2 units to the right. Okay, I'm going to deploy my Manchu Lancers to Central Primacaya. We're going to continue to recruit as many Manchu Lancers as we physically possibly can. The Russian army, which was outside the fort, decided to go in, and we're gonna continue the siege because I have no intention to fight the Russian army outside in a siege battle. Our army, although is not the best, it is useful with the reinforcements. That's going to be helpful. This army is mostly going to be based on cavalry, because Manchu Lancers are terrifying, and if you use them correctly, they are very devastating. They're not so useful against modern European troops, but that's why I have a lot of border units in said army. In Outer Manchuria, I'm producing more spearmen, and my general idea was that these spearmen are going to be acting like Yari Ashigaru. For those that play regular Shogun 2, you know what I'm talking about. These guys are regular Yari Ashigaru, they're cheap, and they have spear wall, so I'm going to find them very useful. But yes, green standard bowmen or arquebusiers, I decided to go none of them, and I'm just going to wait. I do need an army, I just need a bigger army. I'm going to fill the rest with white border banners. So yes, I can technically go for green standard army in terms of spearmen, but I decided, yeah, let's give them some armor. Technically, if I just go for green standard army for my spearmen, I do have a chance of them breaking, but then that said again, Yari or Shigaru is literally like Green Standard Bowman, but stuff like that. Anyway, we're just gonna end the turn. I'm gonna decide on what I'm gonna build up for my army. Our spy is looking at the Koreans, crossing the Korean border. And hopefully the Russians attack me, which they do. The Russians are gonna attack me, and hopefully I get a hill. It says plains, but then the rest of our battles have been plains. Russian army is pretty dang vetted up. Yeah, pretty scary. The good thing for us is that it's the rain. It's rain, and because that means that matchlocks are less useful. Matchlock or European rifles are less useful in the rain. And yes, because powder gets damp, and if I am correct, you need dry powder. Gunpowder, that's what I mean. I think by the time of the American Civil War, that really isn't used unless you're with the you're using the smoothbore musket, which is used by the Confederacy. But for most Union weapons or Federal weapons, they're pretty. I think they're acceptable in the wet when it's raining. I think. Although it's still not a good condition to put your muskets through rain and stuff like that. But anyway, the Russian army once again is mostly made up of infantry. I don't know why the Russians keep spamming infantry. I can only tell you that after I play Russia, if I do. But once again, yeah. Their general is right here, and the general is this guy. The guy with, yeah, this guy right here. The Russian more lines, more militia, more line infantry. Yes, these guys are pretty good looking, especially in the rain. And more militia, and behind this tree line we have even more light infantry, or regular infantry for the Russians. More infantry, and one more unit of infantry. Really like the regimental colors and standards of the Russian army. Pretty similar to the Napoleonic Wars, but yes. We're gonna once again take a hill, which this is a hill, and we're gonna take the hill and use the hill against our enemy. I do not know why I'm putting my matchlocks up front, but guess what? I don't really care. The enemy and I are not gonna shoot. We're not gonna shoot until my bowmen start shooting, which is what they're doing right now. My bowmen are shooting across the ridge, and we're gonna attack. And you can see this enemy militia unit is trying to play their luck, and they're trying to come over the hill. We're just gonna instantly charge them. And they don't even get a shot off. So that's a problem. Eventually I ordered my archers to target another unit because I'm afraid of friendly fire. On the other side, our units have, the enemy has somewhat better luck in the sense that they do get a volley off. But once again, these guys are not the terrifying units, which is the Russian line infantry. These guys are matchlocks from 300 years old, and the Russian line infantry is literally elite line infantry. They decided to charge into my guys because they realized that they might as well just charge in melee, which is smart, and they're charging on my flank. But I decided to counter that by charging on their flank, so literally we're flanking each other. And after that flank is covered, we're gonna go through the center and just smash them across the field. Here you can see I destroyed a militia, and I was hoping to use the hill again, but I decided, you know what, screw it. The enemy is not firing, so I'm going to charge down and cut as many down as I physically can. Also, because I'm charging downhill, I have a better possibility of winning. Not that these guys have any possibility at all at winning, because my guys are trained to fight from the birth. I think I talked about how the Manchu army has been trained to fight. Well, at least these standard troops have been trained to fight from birth. But what I didn't tell you, I think, was that by the time of this time, these border units have become pretty corrupt, and some border units have just straight outright been like civil duties. So yeah, some even haven't even seen battle, which is kind of interesting. Well, not that there was a lot of battle, but like some of them aren't even in the army. Is what I'm trying to say, which is kind of funny because technically banner units are like a semi-army. But all across the board, we are charging straight down this hill. Yeah, this is gonna get really shaky really fast. you can see on the other side, my flanking units, which is the reinforcing army, is coming to crush this this flank. We're gonna try to come on this flank and crush them. Yes, arrows are just raining in. I'm pretty sure I'm targeting the ones in the second or third ranks, but there is some friendly fire, just not much, because once again my guys are wearing armor and the enemy is not. So even if we get hit by arrows, it's not that bad. All across the board, our guys are just charging, and at this point you can see all my units that have actually dealt with those two units of line infantry and militia. We're just gonna come around flank and charge. We are blobbing up here, but eventually we're just gonna go straight through these guys and then charge the flank. But yes, the enemy general is in the mix, which is heroic in the sense that this enemy general is trying to inspire his men from the front. But not that it will help in the sense that my archers, everything is literally targeting these guys. Eventually I'm starting my archers to target that line infantry which is coming up the hill. You can see in the distance, in the background, my Manchu Lancers are coming across the flank chasing down their survivors. But yes. Yes, all hell has broken through in this one sector. My guys are literally trying to push through all these bodies because, yeah, we're just gonna chop a lot of these guys. So yes, as you can see already, some units of militia are turning tail, running away, whatnot. They're replaced by more Russian light infantry trying to hold the line, but eventually they're gonna get swarmed by my Manchu bordermen, the border banner troops, my Manchu banner troops, and they're gonna do kind of well. Yes. Yeah, even the officer who you just saw is wearing the cap right there. Just got a kill. Yes. As you can see in the background, the enemy general is running away, and my Manchu Lancers and my Manchu cavalry, I'm just gonna call them that for now, are gonna charge in the back of these guys, and boom. It's pretty dang scary. A little bit lag because it's just the pure amount of troops in one place, but yes. Yeah, men are flying. Yes, eventually we've taken the field, and now all we're gonna do is chase the enemy down. So yes, that's that. Nothing else can be said. And yep, we're gonna be chasing the enemy down. Alright, after we ended the battle, we basically just took a lot of stuff. We've lost 400, while the enemy lost almost their entire garrison, and now that makes them very vulnerable to assault by siege. Yes, we're gonna watch all the factions once again, and at this point we're just gonna go for the siege assault. Before that, I am looking at what the heck we built. We're gonna get a geisha ourselves because that harassment in the beginning we're gonna use against our enemies, but we're not gonna use against Russians because, yeah. I'm also deploying that geisha to make the province happy. Also, this army, once again, I've said it, is gonna be pretty much a cavalry army. Her name is Chow, the geisha, by the way. West to be exact. The Russian army is 2 units, 1 mortar, 1 general, and yeah. You can see this is exactly the same fortress that we fought last time, so I'm not going to show too much of it. Just remember, it's the almost exact same fortress from the last episode. So yeah, that's that. Our mortars are just going to be raining hell on the enemy. And here is an example of hell. Men flying into the air. And yes, so that's interesting. It's kind of interesting that these guys don't have their regimental colors, and that's kind of because I took them away in the last battle. I mean, and what I mean by took them away, I mean that I captured them. So yeah. By the way, in historical terms, not that capturing of banners is very important. And more men go flying. And that was a little bit laggy, but hey, yeah. Whew, that was interesting. Eventually I'm gonna send, once again, my white banner bowmen to take out this tower, and because this tower is so hard to take out, in the sense that, yeah. Its arrows, the enemy towers, is literally not raining... is not raining arrows, is literally raining machine gun fire. Literally, the amount of arrows fired is so quick, it's so devastating, that we're just gonna take out the tower and then we're just gonna move on. I'm trying to move through the gate because, yeah. This tower is pretty devastating in all terms. The second is destroyed, which is gonna be quick right now. We're gonna move on. Once again, I do like all the textures of the stuff. Like, there are even words on the walls, which is really impressive. Not that I can read any of those, but yeah. Eventually, we decided to push up the rest of my army, and we're obviously gonna send in these spearmen. And the reason why I sent in these spearmen is because, one, these spearmen haven't seen much combat, or they haven't seen a lot of combat in the last one, and two, because the only healthy enemy unit that's left is pretty much the enemy general, and since he's on horse, I'm just gonna deploy these spearmen. I kind of find it's pretty awesome to have these guys run across a bridge in the middle of a fortress, and then, yeah, it's pretty interesting, just saying. Pretty unique looking. Once again, I also like the cherry trees in the background. It makes the scene very interesting. Very colorful picture. Yes. Very nice indeed. We're gonna scale the walls because why not? We're gonna scale the walls. As you can see, some guys are falling left and right. Oof, that standard bearer just died. But that's because the height of the wall. Some guys will die left and right. That is why you see some guys falling and other guys falling here and there. We're gonna just storm in and take out the mortar team. And almost immediately you can see that the arrow tower is firing, but that arrow tower is literally half a mile away, so they're gonna get not as many shots off, but they're still gonna hurt. Most of the deaths in this battle was done not by the enemy troops nor the general, but by literally the arrow towers, which is why arrow towers are the biggest threat. The enemy general decides to come in, but because my guys are spearmen, we do a very good job at holding him off. Yeah, most horses are not willing to charge into spears, and the reason is simply because horses, like humans, are not suicidal enough. Well, actually, no, I can't say that about humans. Horses are not suicidal enough to charge into big, massive pikes, well, big, massive spears that can, if you charge on them, that kill you. So yeah, horses are not going to do that. But yeah, during the Peninsular War, during the Napoleonic Wars, there was a King's German Legion cavalry that charged into a square formation and broke it, which is unheard of because no unit does that. And once they do that, it's kind of interesting. But then, at the Battle of Waterloo, the opposite happened, in which, yeah. I'm gonna deploy my other units to rest. I'm gonna deploy, the guys who went up first. I'm gonna have them withdraw back behind these guys, and because, the other unit is somewhat fresh, I'm gonna have these guys charge at the enemy general, and the enemy general is running. Also, I'm gonna have this unit sit right here and take the fort. But anyway, we're gonna be doing this. And the enemy general is pretty much screwed. Yeah. I'm actually trying to find the enemy general, matter of fact. I think I didn't kill him yet. But, yes. Yeah, there was a reason why I deployed these guys against these, oh yeah, the other dude, yeah, that dude is the general. Yeah, the last one is the general, yep. And he's dead. And my men start cheering. And after that, I just have to wait for the timer, and then it's game over for the enemy. And finally, we've taken their last settlement, which means the Russians are destroyed. and we're gonna look at the event map, and we're gonna see Russia destroyed. Powerful faction destroyed. Even the mightiest of all factions are insignificant when facing our own. That is so true. Russia has been destroyed. Anyway, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Now, before you leave, I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I would be honored if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, more videos are coming out, so it is a good idea to click on that notification button. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.